So this video is on magnesium and why you're going to feel a lot better if you get enough from your diet. And if you go to the doctor and you get a blood test and you're magnesium deficient, it's not going to show up because 99% of that magnesium is inside the cell, not outside the cell in your blood. So just because it comes out normal doesn't mean you're not deficient. There's something called a subclinical deficiency where you might be getting enough to run the basic machinery of the body, but you're not getting the full amount to run all of the functions. And as far as magnesium, there are over 300 enzymes involved in many different biochemical reactions that require magnesium. So out of all the minerals, magnesium is the second most important to potassium. Why? Well, simply because you need a lot of potassium. Ideally, you need 300 to 400 milligrams. Now, potassium, you need like 4,700 milligrams. That's 4,700 milligrams every single day. So obviously with magnesium, you need much less. But if we compare these minerals to all the other ones, you need both of these in pretty large quantities. 90% of all the magnesium is located in the muscle and the bone. And I did mention this before, but 99% of all this magnesium is inside the cell, not outside the cell. So if you're deficient, you may have bone problems like osteopenia, eventually osteoporosis. You can have a lot of muscle cramps, weak muscles, and also realize that certain parts of the vascular system have a type of muscle as well. So if you're losing magnesium, your muscles can get stiff and you're going to get high blood pressure from that. Another really key function of magnesium is maintaining electrical charge in your cells. So without magnesium, the electrical system shuts down and you just don't have enough energy to run the muscles or the nervous system. So magnesium is really important in keeping sodium outside the cell, keeping sodium low inside the cell, and keeping calcium low inside the cell, and keeping potassium high inside the cell. So we have these different minerals kept apart by this membrane, and they all work together to form this battery. So potassium is involved in this battery, also generating energy in the body through, it's called ATP. It's involved in making DNA and proteins and overall cell integrity. So you can imagine if you don't have enough magnesium, you're just not going to feel quite right. Another symptom of a magnesium deficiency, which is subclinical, which means it's not going to show up on a test, is vascular calcification. So calcium and magnesium work together. So it's not just about taking too much calcium. It could be a deficiency of magnesium. It could also be a deficiency in vitamin K2. And the two main ways that you're deficient in magnesium are, number one, consuming too many refined foods, okay? Refined carbohydrates like the bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, pancakes, muffins, juice, sugar, as well as just not consuming enough magnesium-rich foods, as in leafy greens, okay? I mean, the average person will consume about, I think it's 1.5 cups of vegetables per day. That's pathetic. You need at least 7, hopefully 10 cups per day. In the hunter-gatherer time, Paleolithic time, they estimated that an average human consumed 600 milligrams of magnesium per day, versus the average person consumes only 200 to 260 milligrams on average, okay? The RDAs being 300 to 420, which are not even close to this. So we are really, really deficient in magnesium. If you don't feel quite right, you don't have enough energy, just increase the amount of magnesium in your diet for 1 week and prove it to yourself. And I did create several other videos on magnesium that you can check out on this page.